And now we are underway. Once the whistle goes, yes, now underway at Stony Brook. And the draw is going to go to Stanford. Stanford wearing white and red. Navy is the primary color for Stony Brook today. Oh, sorry, no, wait, I got the numbers wrong. But also, opening goal for Stony Brook. They win the faceoff, and immediately, Verhulst, catalyst for the attack, and the Seawolves take a 1-0 lead.
Right as we were talking about her, Ellie Macera to a wide open Charlotte Verhulst, cutting on the backside. Love what she does when she scores a goal as well. She gets fired up. She's happy to be out there. She's excited for the end of this season. And these two connecting on this pass, Ellie Macera is going to draw a ton of attention whenever she has the ball. And that's exactly what happens there. She drew two of those defenders, a lot of eyes on her stick, and Charlotte Verhulst was just able to get open on that back door on the backside for a pretty and a really quick finish for Stony Brook.
Yeah, not a surprise that Stanford wants to keep an eye out for the number 12. 61 goals and now 28 assists on the season. But that's the thing. Because Macera has commanded so much respect from the defenses, she has a lot of teammates that she can find for open looks, just like she did right there. Verhulst gets the first goal. Can she win the second draw control? The ball goes up, and it's going to go to Stony Brook. They win once again. And Kylie, that's massive for Stony Brook. 2 opening draw controls and a chance to now maybe even score a second goal.
Absolutely, and that one goes to Ellie Macera again. She just tracks down that ball so well. This draw unit has been locked in for the last couple weeks especially. It's been really exciting to see them excel in that area of their game. And it's going to be huge heading into the CAA tournament next week, and throughout the rest of playoffs.
Playing it out wide, playing it up close. And it's 2-0 for Stony Brook. What a well-worked attack. And that is what happens when you win the draw control. You get control, you get possession, and they capitalize twice in a row to take the early lead.
Morgan Mitchell to Alex Finn to Kaylin Hart, tic-tac-toe. Beautiful offense there for Stony Brook's offense there. Again, Ellie Macera just kind of drawing those defenders, passing the ball to where those slides are coming from. And Alex Finn doing what she does best. She kind of steps in to draw a defender right there on the crease. And she's known for really finishing on the crease right there, those fakes and finishes. But I love that one more pass. Looking up for Kaylin Hart on the back pipe, and just being able to quick stick finish it right down to the bottom corner. That was pretty.
Yeah, the 12 and 14, such a dynamic duo for the Seawolves this season. Hart, that was goal number 58 on the season, and it makes it a 2-0 lead for the Seawolves. So Stanford, who have entered on a strong winning streak, undefeated in conference play, all of a sudden they are trailing early on as the ball gets loose, and it's going to go to Seawolves. So even though they win the draw control, that is going to be a costly turnover, and the ball is going to head back to the hometown team.
Erin McQuarrie with the ball here for the Seawolves. There's a trip on that initial draw play, and here comes Ellie Macera driving in.
Good attack, but the defense gets in front for Stanford. That is a crucial stop, and you don't want to go down 3-0 here in the first quarter. So they're going to have a chance now to get back on the attack and to try to equalize. That's a big defensive stop, the first one they were able to make in the game. And things slowing down. I think maybe a foul on the play, so Stanford will reset and begin their attacking possession. Once again, they've got pretty much a full shot clock to work with. And this is a team that knows how to win, but their kryptonite this season has been on the road. They're a 4-3 team away from home, while 6-0 at home. Weirdly enough, the Seawolves, they're actually a team that excels both home and away. Both of their losses this year haven't come from road matchups. They're 9-1 at home, 0-1 at a neutral site, and 5-0 on the road. And now here comes Stanford working around from the top, passing it down to the corner. Still looking for some help, still looking for an opening. This is the first time Stony Brook's defense will be tested today.
Stony Brook, a player down here. That foul we saw in the midfield will be a green card issued to number 11, Jaden Hampel. So Stony Brook is playing with 6 defensive players out there right now.
Yeah, it could. This defense was doing so well, I actually didn't even notice the player advantage for Stony Brook. But Stanford now in command of the attack, still looking for some room to work. A pass it up top. Pass it inside. Shot. That's going to get away. Good defense to get in front of the play by Stony Brook. I believe the goalie would have had that covered too. And Stanford are going to continue their attack with 12:07 left to go in the first quarter. All's going to get behind and stay with Stanford. And they're starting to gain some control, but they definitely will need a goal right here. Here's a pass. They've got an opening. They almost had a chance to go to the near post as the defense had overcommitted behind the net for the inverted buildup. That pass cleanly made. And
charge call.
Charge call, and just a little too aggressive in front of the net. And now Stony Brook is going to get back on the attack as we continue. Good job defending the penalty, and they'll see if they can continue their strong momentum from those opening attacks where they took the 2-goal lead that they still hold on to. Nice solo run to get pretty far up the field, and now Stony Brook will slow it down as we continue. I think Stanford focusing on man coverage for the most part, not really worried too much about the zone coverage. I mean, sort of maybe a hybrid. They've got someone now closer around the goal, trying to make sure there's no point-blank opportunities like the opening goals for the Seawolves. Moving it around up top. And a whistle goes. And we'll wait and see whether a card is issued on the play or just be a free position right here. So from far out, yeah, it'll just be a free position, and expect Stony Brook just to use this to reorganize their attack. And they've still got some time left on the shot clock. Played up top, and now they're going to be playing it around the back. But that's going to be a good pass to find a teammate.
Ellie Massera with the restart off of that. Looked as if it was a play that knocked her goggles off, so the referees restarted her. That's where you see them kind of passing the ball around the outside, but a nice pickoff there by McPherson.
Yeah, that's a big defensive stop there for Stanford. And I think finally their defense is starting to make some crucial plays, and they definitely need to. Stony Brook 14-2 on the season, and they're already leading by 2 entering today. And I think Stanford, a bit of a wake-up call to concede 2 goals early on, but we've still got well over 45 minutes to play and 9:37 left in the quarter as one of the best Pac-12 sides continues this possession. Looking for some space. The ball's going to get away, but it was poked free by a Seawolf. It's going to stay with Stanford.
Stony Brook playing their infamous zone defense, putting pressure behind the cage. See Stanford looking to kind of drive and create some of their offense from back there. Looking for cuts through the middle. Stony Brook doing a good job so far to get their sticks in passing lanes, and there's an open cutter.
And there's a shot, and there's a score for Stanford. They were looking for a play like that in the first possession. Stony Brook was able to shut them down, but this time they get an opening and get on the board. First goal of the game for Stanford, and they have cut the deficit to 1. Good shot to the near post up high, and that is not an easy shot to make. It just gets past the goalie. It was a good effort to try to save it by Elijah Jones, but Jones could not get to it. Good play, and it's Riley Over getting the first goal of the game for Stanford.
Wide open on that cut on the way down the field. And again, just a really nice job to catch it and finish it right away. She saw those sliding defenders as she caught the ball kind of crashing towards her. And they've had some really nice looks on the cage so far to start off this quarter. But like you said, Stony Brook came out really hot to start with those first 2 goals. So they've been kind of playing catch up in their offense. And that's a great one to get on the board as they head into the second half of this first quarter.
And the second half of the quarter will begin with a draw. Can Stony Brook get possession back, or will Stanford regain possession? All's going to bounce far away, and it's picked up by Stony Brook. They have a few players forward, and after the foul, they'll quickly slow things down and reset, but actually keep their fast pace. Here's a cut to the middle and goal! And Stony Brook immediately responds to go back up by 2. And Kylie, wow, what a quick reaction off the draw.
Quick reaction off the draw. The referees are actually going to say that the foul happened prior to the shot, not at the same time as the shot, which would have allowed it to go. So Jaden Hampel drew the shooting space. Looks like she's going to be issued a free position opportunity at the center hash rather than that goal counting. So we'll see if she's able to cash in on the second opportunity as well.
So a free position here for Stony Brook, and yeah, not a surprise. They called back the goal for the foul, so it's a good idea to give them this good opportunity for a goal, but they elect to pass it and begin a new possession instead of taking a shot on goal. So it's bad news for the Seawolves, but they do hold on to the ball with 8:30 to go. Now they'll play it around the back once again. They've had great ball movement. They found a lot of players wide open, but for the moment, Stanford's done a better job of limiting opening opportunities as the ball almost rolls all the way back to the halfway line, but picked up as the Seawolves will continue. They've got some space. They find some open people. Not enough room for the shot just yet, but they've still got some time on the shot clock as they continue this attack. Looking for some room, looking for an opening. They're going to bring it around the back once again. Stanford now doing a good job to not overcommit to a single player, making sure that everyone's covered, making sure the space isn't super open. But here's a cut to the middle, and a foul gets called right before the shot. It looks like this will be another free position coming up for Stony Brook. And as I see a few players going down to be substituted, I wonder if that'll be a player advantage for the Seawolves as well.
Yes, Jaden Hampel driving in on that initial drive. She got a check to the head. That's number 17, Riley Bouvier. So she'll sit for 2 minutes for the yellow card. And Jaden Hampel will see another free position opportunity on a different play here, same possession.
So the Stanford goal scorer gets the penalty this time. A player advantage for Stony Brook. And with the advantage, they'll slow things down. And the benefit of being a player up in a situation like this, you've got more space to work with. And their strong attack has a little more time to set up with less pressure. There will be players open as they bring it around the back. But for the moment, Stanford is not giving them any clean looks. Once again, cycling possession. And that's going to be a loose ball, but it's picked up by Stony Brook. Good effort to stay in top of possession. Played across, played up front, but what a play to stop that shot. Incredible save. First one of the game for Lucy Pearson.
Lucy Pearson right on the doorstep. That was Alex Finn to Charlotte Verhulst. And Verhulst even added a fake there, but Lucy Pearson just kind of stood strong. Didn't bite on the fake. And a really nice save. She's starting to heat up.
Yeah, she certainly is. She's been the main player in the goal this season for Stanford. Over 658 minutes. She's only conceded 99, counting the 2 goals today, allowing just 8 goals per game on average. Also, she's recorded a .470 save percentage entering today, which isn't bad. That's about half of the shots being saved, and Stanford's defense has made sure that not too many are headed her way on a game-by-game basis. Meanwhile, for Stony Brook, the stats for Elia Jones, she's been a little bit better at conceding fewer goals, only a .525 GAA, goal allowed average, and .450 save percentage. Once again, Stony Brook's defense doing great in conference play. Both teams on fire when it comes to the conference rivalries. We'd already mentioned it before, but Stony Brook 8-0, Stanford 6-0 in conference play, which should make them favorites as we get set for the Pac-12 and, of course, CAA tournaments coming up. Now here comes Stanford, looking to bring it around the back. And they'll be able to utilize some time to help kill the penalty, but Stony Brook now back in possession. And before the penalty expires, they do have a chance to get a player advantage goal as they begin to bring it back up the field.
Looks as if they just got back to even strength. Claire Levy back out there. That's a great thing to see for the Seawolves. Right up to Kaylin Hart, 2 of the team's captains. Kind of starting to move that ball around as they get back into their offensive end, and Stanford has their 7 back out there.
So 7-on-7 action on the attack. And after a pretty rapid start to the game with 2 quick goals from the Seawolves, we only had 1 response from Stanford, and both teams' defenses have started to get settled. Both teams have mustered just 8 shots in total, 4 for each team. 5 of them have been on goal. Stony Brook has recorded 2 saves, and Stanford has also recorded a save. Will they be forced to make another? 2 players go down. No foul as that goes to the goalie, and Stanford have a chance to begin a new possession, or if there was a foul, it's turnover for the Seawolves.
A lot of contact there in the middle. Referees play's going to push this one.
They bring it forward, looking for some space on the right-hand side. Not enough room for the shot, so they'll bring it around the back and continue to slow down the attack as they bring it all the way back up now. But yeah, both teams getting rather physical, but you can tell that both these teams really want this win for the end of the regular season to give them the extra tally on the win streak approaching the conference tournament. Both these teams with dominant season so far.
Definitely a big one as at the end of the year. Usually these are the games we see early on in the season, but it's exciting to see it as we near so close to May.
Yeah, and it's even better as Stony Brook, they're the CAA regular season champions, so there's no stress about having to fight for the 1 or 2 seed as they get on a quick counterattack. It allows both these teams, among the best in their conferences, to have a warm-up matchup with somewhat low stakes but high action, as there's a big play in goal by Stanford once again to deny the Stony Brook attack. And here they go on the counterattack after Stony Brook had a quick counterattack of their own.
Lucy Pearson standing tall in cage, a couple of nice saves in a row. After Stony Brook came out strong, as you mentioned, it stopped them a few times on defense. That's a big momentum play.
Now played up close, but not enough room just yet. Good movement from Stanford trying to open players into space, find some passes. But as they slow things down, Stony Brook has not given them a lot of opportunities. 2:42 left to go in the first quarter. Kyla, what do you think that Stanford's going to need to do to really break down this Stony Brook defense at the moment?
I'm seeing 1 or 2 cutters through the backside, and I think that's something they're going to continue to have to kind of throw through there. We are seeing a call here for 3 seconds on Stony Brook's Avery Hines. So referees were kind of looking for that. I'm not sure if that might have been one of Stanford's tactics, but we'll see a free position opportunity here nonetheless.
Has a chance to equalize the game. Will Stanford go on goal or continue to work the attack? They're going to try to take the shot, and that is brilliantly defended, but it will stay with Stanford as they pick it up behind the net. Great work in the cage to shut down Stanford on that possession. 2:10 to go in the quarter, but Stanford back in control.
Aaliyah Jones making the save on Katie Gilbert there on that free position.
And now Stanford continuing the attack, trying to find some space up close. Not a lot of room. They pass the inside, and it's once again stopped by the goalie. Incredible work by Aaliyah Jones. Let's look at this replay real quick.
Great passing to the inside, just a better save. As you watch her, she just sees that all the way through, watches the quick pass, and then she jumps across her crease to make a really nice off-stick save. That's a pretty one there for Aaliyah Jones, and I think we're seeing a little bit of a goalie battle here today.
Yeah, we certainly are. I mean, both these teams known for their potent offenses, but the goalies keeping them quiet. Throughout the course of the season, Stanford have awarded 61 first-period goals, Stony Brook 79, but today we've only seen 3 from both of these extremely strong offenses. The goalies doing an incredible job of keeping the door closed in the cage, and it'll be an exciting 45 minutes left to go when we hit the second, third, and fourth quarters, as Stony Brook still looking for some space. A goal here would be massive to send more momentum to the next quarter, especially if they could finally get one past the goalie again. Ball's going to get behind the net, and now Stanford get back on top of it. They now will be able to have the final possession of the quarter if they take their time.
Lucy Pearson with another save, and then it kind of bobbled around in the crease there for a little bit. She was able to trap it and control it at the back of her crease. Now taking her time looking for this clear here. Stony Brook doing a good job at kind of marking up in the ride. When you think about the ride, that's really important to think about. They're taking about 30 seconds off of this shot clock for Stanford right now. just by marking up well and making it difficult for them to get the ball out.
There's a long pass all the way forward. Stanford trying to bring it all the way up to score before the period ends, but they won't be able to as the Seawolves pick up a loose ground ball, and that's going to end the first quarter. So interesting call there for Pearson to slow down the clock that much, but for the moment, both teams with about equal momentum. The only thing that has separated the two sides, one extra goal. 2-1 lead for Stony Brook, a matchup that is certainly got the reputation to be a matchup of the week, has not disappointed. 3 quarters to go. And welcome back to Lacrosse TV. 2-1 lead for Stony Brook as we continue now for the second period. And it is a pretty exciting matchup. Two of the top teams in the nation. I'm Taylor Sorthy, joined by Kylie Ohlmiller. And Kylie, what a first quarter for the Seawolves. They got off to a strong start, and their defense has kept Stanford quiet, only conceding 1 goal in the quarter.
Yeah, Stony Brook came out really strong in this game. Their first 2 goals came within those first few minutes of the quarter, and then Stanford kind of clawed their way back in there to get another one. And it's just been a really low-scoring quarter so far, but I think these are 2 incredible teams, 2 teams in the top 20, 2 teams that have gone through basically an entire season of ups and downs and have really learned their systems up until this point. So I think it's a really exciting matchup because we're seeing these 2 teams in their prime.
Yeah, and I mean, these teams carrying not just a great understanding of their teams, systems, and chemistry, but also some win streaks into the matchup today. Stanford have won the last 5 games, going from a 5-3 record to 10-3 on the season. And Stony Brook, even better, 14-2 on the season. They've won their last 9 games, a streak they'd love to continue through the conference tournament to get a conference title. But for now, Stanford would like to end the streak at 9 and generate momentum for the Pac-12 tournament coming up on May 1st, which will be the first round of action for them. And on Lacrosse TV, May 2nd is the first round of action. Shot and scored, and Stanford have equalized to start the second quarter.
That was a beautiful look there. That one's Keith Williams looking over all the way across crease there to Rita Peterson. Excuse me, sorry, that one's Jordan Case. And that is just a really nice look. You see how she's looking all the way across the field. She's scanning the field as she has the ball up top, and she's just reading slides of the Stony Brook defense. I think that's the best way to really attack a zone defense. Not necessarily too much dodging, kind of just moving her feet just enough to see around sticks. And she sees an open Jordan Case, who came out firing last time. She had 5 goals last game, wide open on the crease there, and takes her time with the shot, places it perfectly.
So 14:07 left to go in the half, and Stanford starting to unlock what has been a very strong Seawolves defense. Stanford do have one more regular season game after this. They'll be back home against California. I'll say, for Stanford, not an easy trip to have a Thursday game here at Stony Brook, and then to have to travel all the way back across the country to California for a weekend matchup. That game will definitely be exciting, as well as Stanford wants to end the regular season undefeated in conference play. Stony Brook already will end the regular season undefeated in conference play, but they'll start this possession after losing the draw control on the defensive end. There's some good movements, a cut to the inside, but didn't have room for the open pass as they bring it around the back of the net. And Stanford looking for some space. Good coverage by Stony Brook. Even though there are some players open, they're not in the ideal spots to score goals. And they haven't been able to find passes to dangerous players making those cuts to the inside just yet in this possession. 13:20 to go. Shot clock continuing to wind down. Gets close, but parried away by the goalie. It will stay with Stanford as one of their players in the back is able to get further to the ball than the goalie for Stony Brook as we continue.
Jordan Case picks up the ball off the end line there. She's moving in quickly. I'm seeing a little bit of extra oomph from Stanford's offense as we started this second quarter. Winning some draws. You can see them moving the ball a little bit quicker to attack this zone on the offensive end.
And now continuing, Stony Brook still on defense. Stanford able to take momentum to start the second quarter. And even though they weren't able to capitalize on their final possession of the first quarter, what a strong start to quarter number 2. And they take the lead with a cut to the inside and their 3rd goal of the game.
Katie Gilbert streaking down the middle here. You see that first cut going through? That opens up Katie Gilbert for that second cut. Everything, all the Stony Brook defenders' eyes turn towards the first cutter going through the middle there. See how she was open there? Everyone looked to it. And Katie Gilbert just sees that second cut and is wide open because nobody's paying attention to her. A quick finish on the inside. Aaliyah Jones could not stop that one. And they take the lead.
Huge play there for Stanford. Already a lot stronger on the attack. Case gets the assist. And for Gilbert, it's goal number 11 on the season. Actually, it looks like for Snap Broadcast, they've given the goal to Jay Brown. Wait and see if that gets changed. But either way, Stanford take a lead. They've scored 3 straight against the Seawolves, starting back from their first goal back in the first quarter. And now Stony Brook, who had a couple opening goals, gets a draw control and will begin a brand new attack. And that's crucial for the Seawolves to win this draw control, conceding 2 goals in a row to start the quarter. They now are on the opposite end of what they were able to do in the first quarter, taking advantage early on. And they'll be the ones playing catch up as we continue with 12 minutes to go in the half. Looking for some room, playing it around up top. A little bit less aggressive cuts to the inside from the Seawolves as they like to circle it around the top in their attacks. And now they're bringing it around the goal once again. Stanford's doing a good job of shutting down the center of the goal. And as the attack continues from the Seawolves, they're starting to make some more cuts, starting to make some more movements. They bring it inside. Shot gets deflected, loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Stanford, and they will go the other way. Great job by Stanford on defense. While Stony Brook had a bit of an opening, it quickly was shut down, and the counterattack possibility is real. Stanford plays it to the center. Shot gets away, but will stay with Stanford.
Sophia Brindisi on that ground ball pickup, 100-yard sprint, and the shot. Just went off the pipe there, so Stanford will get the 60-second reset.
Now play to the inside, brings it close and finishes. Great movement to get past her defender And the score is 4-2 with 10:57 to go in the quarter. And Stanford, after being shut down in the first quarter, have scored 3 to start us off here in the second.
That one's Jay Brown coming down the middle. Very similar cut there. You see Jordan Case with her eyes up, Jay Brown just catching it. And the way that she releases it low to low, I think we've seen a lot of overhand shots on Aaliyah Jones so far. She's been able to see them right into her stick. And that different release just kind of catches her off guard. And she's able to finish quickly as she kind of fades out the other side. A really nice ball movement for Stanford, and I think that's why they're seeing some incredible plays here to take the lead.
Yeah, and in a very unsurprising twist, Stony Brook elect to take a timeout. They have unlocked the Stony Brook defense, and with 4 unanswered goals, they've turned a 2-0 deficit to a 4-2 lead. And I have a feeling that's not going to be the final lead change of the game. More afternoon action here on Lacrosse TV. We'll be right back after the timeouts. Stanford, ready on Lacrosse TV. It's an exciting matchup. Thanks for joining us. And we've got a lot of playoff action. CAA coverage coming later this season. We hope to see you there. But of course, an out-of-conference showdown between 2 of the top 20 teams in the nation. It hasn't disappointed. Here comes the draw control after Stanford have taken a 4-2 lead. Back in the circle, the dynamic midfielder for Stony Brook. You know, Kylie, she was one of the players to watch, and she was able to get an early goal for the Seawolves. And this time will win possession for her home team for only half a second as the ground ball is now picked up by Stanford. Great hustle, and Stanford are back on the attack. Here's a cut to the inside, looking for a solo run. The ball gets knocked loose. And will this be a turnover? And yes, indeed it will. Ball's going to go to Stony Brook. Great job at the defensive end by the Seawolves. They're back in possession. 10:30 to go in the second quarter.
A lot of stick swinging going on here. We're going to see another whistle. This one's going to be a green card issued to Stanford's Riley Bouvier. She's going to see it's actually on number 2, Jay Brown. They both went off the field at the same time. So Stony Brook will see a releasable green card penalty, which will be a releasable 1-minute penalty.
1 minute.
Yeah, not a surprise. I think a bit of a frustration foul after the foul call on the ground ball in the previous play, and they have unfortunately compounded the misery. A friend of mine, Bruce Wozniak, likes to say, you can't argue with City Hall, but the physicality isn't going to end there. Is that going to be a charge on the play? No, it's going to stay with the Seawolves. But yeah, both teams, no love lost at the moment as the Seawolves prepare this brand new attack. 9:55 to go. The first 5 minutes of the second quarter have been active, but now we'll see if both defenses can start to get refocused like they did in quarter number 1.
Stony Brook seeing a little bit of pressure, even though the Stanford defense is a player down. They're on the power play here. Charlotte Verhulst moving the ball across the top.
Played across, looking for some space, and good ball movement, controlling possession as they start the player advantage. The penalty kill for Stanford has been able to stop Stony Brook a few times today. They need another crucial stop if they want to continue to hold on to the momentum of the game. This is also big for Stony Brook to get back on the attack. Here's the pass, a little bit of room, shot and score! Use the body to get past the defender, and then off the spin, gets an open look, and it's 4-3.
Ellie Macera on the catch and the roll there. Catches. Stanford not happy with that one. They wanted to see a charge on that, but Ellie Macera is so quick in the roll, able to turn and just kind of quick release on that low-to-low shot. Seeing her on the board is big for Stony Brook. She gets going. That's a big thing there. See this replay shown a couple times. Nice job by Madison McPherson. That call could have gone either way, but either way, Stony Brook is back on the board, and we're back to a 1-goal game.
That's Macera's second point of the game, had one of the opening assists, and now gets yet another goal. That's 62 on the season. I mean, Wow, that's just a very, very good goal tally.
She's so different out on the field. What she does so well is she's able to kind of finish in different areas. She can play on that low right wing, like you just saw there. She can play up top as a dodging midfielder, going to alleys. She can finish on the inside. And as you can see here, she's going to run away with this draw control as well. It's one of the things she does the best for this Seawolves team is just gain them possession after possession. And that's why she's one of the top 25 for the Tewarton Award.
Yeah, and with a goal tally like that, that is just increased by one more. We're level at 4. What a play. A solo effort by Macera, and we are tied. 2 goals in the span of just 45 seconds for the Seawolves.
As we were just talking about her, as if we couldn't say enough, look at this dodge back to her left. She's got 3 defenders on her right there, and 3 more sliding. That is a crazy slow motion picture right there, and she deserves all that. She deserves all of that kind of pressure in those slides. It's exactly because she can do exactly this. She can finish as she's falling down. She can finish from anywhere, and that was just an incredible, as you mentioned, just a singular person effort for Macera right off the draw control, pushing it to the opposite elbow, and then driving right away.
I mean, I think that was a solo play that could be worthy of Sports Center. What an effort from the number 12. Continuing a strong performance today. 3 points here in the first half. 2 goals, an assist, and the goal tally has hit 63 on the year. She's also gotten past the 90-point threshold for the regular season. Stony Brook's offense runs through her stick as we are back in a tie game. And quickly, after getting momentum, Stony Brook with an effort, it just misses. They'll stay on the attack, but 3 straight draw controls have gone the way of the Seawolves. And now in a tie game, they have the momentum and possession with 8:10 to go.
Ellie Macera with those 2 goals, those were huge, down by 2, and now they're tied. That is what your leaders do. They make sure that they step up in big moments. Now this is a completely new ball game.
I know as well, it definitely added a little bit of excitement for the home fans that have come out in the middle of the afternoon to see this matchup. Definitely an awkward time for students to fill the stands as there's a nice play up close. We'll have to wait and see what the call is. It looks like a foul on the play. Could be a free position coming up for the Seawolves. But yeah, Thursday afternoon matchup, and still a pretty decent show of support for the Seawolves for this top 20 matchup. Now a shot on goal off the free position, and it's expertly stopped, and now able to get back on the save sheet. Great effort in the net, Lucy Pearson. And finally getting some momentum with that save as well. She needed it after those 2 quick goals.
Yeah, Lucy Pearson's been great here so far. She's fired up about that one. That's a big one to keep this at a tie game on Ellie Macera, who just scored twice in a row on her. So just to get back in that play mindset, making those big stops and getting the ball back on the offensive end here for Stanford.
I was talking about how it's an afternoon day for students to show up. Well, I forgot it's actually spring break for CAA schools. I was thinking about my old alma mater, the Sunshine State Conference. Our spring break was a little bit earlier in the year as we continue this new attack for Stanford. I wonder if Pac-12 schools are on spring break at the moment. This wouldn't be the first destination that pops to mind for a spring break visit, but if you're a lacrosse fan, this game maybe is on one of the lists to see because these 2 teams have had incredible 2024s and they have not disappointed today. And now Stony Brook going to get the loose ball, and they've done a good job of stopping the Stanford attack. Let's look at this replay here.
Pass to the inside, a really nice catch there by Katie Gilbert, and another save for Aaliyah Jones on the board. Stony Brook doing a good job to get the ball up and out quickly. Now just kind of taking their time as Stanford's setting up a nice ride here, taking some time off that shot clock. We see Morgan Mitchell running up the sideline. Another one of those seniors for Stony Brook who just does so much. She's really great against a zone defense. She has really strong IQ in understanding where to cut, when to drive, where to look up. She really can kind of depict a zone very well.
I definitely think attacking intelligence is probably one of the more underrated attributes for players in lacrosse. I mean, just the ability to understand and see the field and find positions like that. 5-4, the Seawolves have responded 3 straight goals to retake the lead with 5:24 to go.
This quick wheel motion right here, just stepping into those seams. It's Morgan Mitchell, who we were just talking about, right down to Alex Finn, who does what she does best, baking, finishing on the doorstep, that high-low high, that dip and dunk, really getting Lucy Pearson to finish, to fall for her fake, excuse me, and then put it to the top corner. That's just expert finishing right there on the crease.
And Stanford just caught off guard on the defense. Finn, right behind the defenders, was able to get a point-blank shot, and this will lead us to another timeout. Good assist by Mitchell Morgan. Finn makes it 5-4. Stony Brook have just retaken the lead. I said, entering the previous timeout, I had a feeling there was going to be another lead change. Well, we got a lead change just 4 minutes later. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're watching CAA Lacrosse on Lacrosse TV, an exciting out-of-conference matchup. Stony Brook, Stanford at Laval Stadium. And this midweek matchup has not disappointed. 5:24 left in the half, and after Stanford scored 3 goals to turn a 2-1 deficit to a 4-2 lead, the Seawolves have made it 5-4 with 3 goals of their own. The momentum going back and forth, Kylie. What does Stanford need to do to get back in the fight now that they're trailing again?
Yeah, I think this is going to be, as you mentioned, one of those games that might just go back and forth in lead changes. We might see 2-goal leads, 1-goal leads. I could expect this one to go the distance. These two teams, again, are just kind of in their prime. You see the end of April heading into May. It's exactly where you want to see your teams as you're fighting for, conference championships, as you're fighting for a spot in the NCAA tournament. So you're seeing the best version of Stony Brook, and you're seeing the best version of Stanford so far this 2024 season, battling it out. And 2 top 20 teams, what more could you ask for on a beautiful Thursday here at Laval?
Yeah, beautiful day, sun is shining, and a lot of action on the field. As we continue after the draw control is won by Stanford. And great job to get possession after the timeout. And they're going to be looking to do what they did to start the second quarter. Get on the board, get momentum, and make this a tie game. Possession stays with Stanford, as looks like there was a foul on the play. Don't think a penalty is going to come from it, though. But a free position starting from behind. An inverted play coming up here. Macquarie gets called for the foul. We'll see if this actually does lead to a player advantage.
We'll have her starting at the dot there, so not necessarily in the critical area, just right outside of it. So restarting the play. Stanford kind of getting some new personnel out there. So a stop of the clock so that the referees could make sure there was the correct time on the shot clock. So with a fresh 90 seconds
number 44,
and a green card actually issued to Ali Massara on the play, we will actually see a player down for Stony Brook's defense.
So Stony Brook back on the penalty kill as that shot goes wayward and will stay with Stanford. So I was wondering, with the slower sort of reset, there is indeed a penalty, and that's exactly what Stanford needs to try to equalize the game. The penalty kill will be put to the test, and so will the player who's had a pretty solid second half of the second half, or first half, in the cage, as Stanford continue this attack from the back. Good ball movement from Stanford. They've still got time to work with. Here's a pass. Up top, not enough room inside. It looks like they'll be getting a free position right here.
Shooting space call from the referee up top. This one will be Jordan Case at the free position line.
Runs to the inside, and that is an excellent job to save and restart a new attack. Free position goes to waste, and Stony Brook A successful penalty kill as they now bring up the ball for a counterattack. Could get a shorthanded goal. They're going to pass the inside. Pass goes a little bit wayward, though. Although, I think there may have been a foul on the play. Free position actually coming up for Stony Brook.
Shooting space before the pass. Charlotte Verhulst will see the center hash here for this free position.
This is a really good opportunity to score. Here's the shot. It's saved. So no shorthanded goal for Stony Brook. And that's a great effort, once again, by Lucy Pearson. 5-4 lead. And now the ball is going to get away. So the penalty kill doing a good job of shutting down Stanford, not letting them get back up the field. As I think they'll be making a few changes as they get set to begin a new possession. 3:19 to go in the half. And of course, we still have so much action left to go. These teams have been back and forth, so even in the stat sheet. 5 goals for Stony Brook, 4 goals for Stanford. 13 shots for Stony Brook, 14 for Stanford. Stony Brook have put 10 on target. Stanford have put 7 on target. In terms of ground balls, they're even pretty close. 7-1 by Stony Brook, 8-1 by Stanford.
We're going to see a green card on this play. That's why we're seeing a little bit of a stopped time. That one was on Stanford's Ailish Kelly in the ride. Good job by Stony Brook's Jordan Fort to kind of go after that ground ball, draw that foul, and you're seeing Claire Levy kind of bringing the ball up the field for them now.
So their penalty kill comes to a close, and soon they'll be with a player advantage on this brand new attack after the green card was issued. Stanford had a chance to retake momentum, but Stony Brook's defense did a good job of slowing them down. Now we'll see if Stony Brook's offense can continue to get to work. They've scored 3 unanswered goals. Great ball movement from the Seawolves. Passing outside. Still looking for that final pass. A little bit of open space. Passing it around. Passing it close. Pass to the middle. Shot. Stopped. What a save by Pearson on a point-blank attempt. And the Seawolves not done yet on the attack. Looking for some space in front of goal. And it's going to be picked up by Stony Brook. Pass to the middle once again. Fouled on the shot. 2 players down on the field. The first Stony Brook attacker was slow to get up, and the second one gets fouled in what will certainly be a free position opportunity. But Kylie, I mean, what a series of events.
A lot of contact going on here. The first one was Ellie Massara, kind of getting through 2 defenders, getting knocked down. She's a little slow to get up there. She's walking around, so that's good to see. Second one was Kaylin Hart. 2 starts for Stony Brook. Hart was able to, I don't know how she was able to handle that pass, but she did. That one-handed reach, and then on the slide, took a bunch more contact. That second one is actually going to be a yellow card to Stanford's Kate Bellissimo. Will sit for a 2-minute penalty here. Hart at the free position line to start off.
So a big opportunity for Stony Brook, continuing with an even more extended player advantage. 2 minutes with 2:17 to go. The penalty will only expire by the time the first half has completely ended. So this is a great opportunity for the Seawolves to add an extra goal to their lead and have a better margin entering the halftime break.
Stony Brook just kind of getting some personnel out there. You can expect Kaylin Hart to likely pull this one out so that she can get a better look at the entire shot clock, as you mentioned, and that's what she does.
And now they'll begin to play it around the back. They've also got a 90-second shot clock. They don't need all 90 seconds. They only need 10. A quick pass to the center, and it's a goal. 6-4. Seawolves stay in front. And Kylie, that's the attack you draw up in the practices every single week.
Erin McQuarrie to Morgan Mitchell. She is just so sneaky on the cut, and that quick finish. You see her all the way up top in this top right corner. She's kind of inching her way in, notices in between her. She's in between defenders. Neither one of them are looking at her. Right in that seam, as you see Erin McQuarrie catching this pass, eyes up to the middle. Then she's able to just see a wide open Morgan Mitchell. That is their bread and butter on the power play.
Yeah, I mean, Stanford just not able to defend the space. They left a wide open route to the goal for Morgan, and Morgan said, "Thank you very much." 6-4 for the Seawolves. For Morgan on the season, that is goal number 11. That's her first goal of the game as well. The
Big
draw
one
goal.
for Stony Brook too as well, heading into this, 2 minutes left in this second quarter. Heading into halftime, this has been a game that's been back and forth, as we've talked about. And Ellie Massara coming up with another draw control.
And indeed, be able to capitalize with a player advantage. That's great for the team's morale. And to potentially get the final goal to enter halftime is a massive momentum shift. Playing it around up top, looking for some open space. Passed out wide. Pass down low again. They hold it up top. They play it out wide. They play it to the back. Not enough room for the cuts at the moment. Stanford doing a better job of defending. Stony Brook, they play pretty far away, trying to open that spot for those cuts down the middle. And it's worked out for a majority of their goals. This time, however, it's going to lead to a ground ball, and Stanford get on top of it. They've got 60 seconds, but have to deal with a lot of pressure in their defensive third as they begin to bring the ball back up the field. Foul on the play.
Going to see a card here for Ellie Massara for Stony Brook. Believe it's going to be a yellow card for a check across the body there. Madison McPherson picking the ball up in the corner for Stanford's defense. Excuse me, not a card, just a call.
It's a close play. I wasn't sure if they were going to potentially call a foul there, or call anything more than just a foul there, but they don't. 52
I will
seconds to
correct
go.
myself there. There was a card on the play. It was to Alex Finn, not on Ellie Massara. So they are a player down. Stony Brook is a player down now.
But their defense is able to make the quick stop while a player down. And with 30 seconds to go, I would not be surprised if Stony Brook are just satisfied to bring a 2-goal lead to the half. Here's a pass all the way downfield, so they are able to clear it. Picked up in front of the net, and now Stanford have 20 seconds to go all the way back on the attack. Could they get a quick goal to really steal momentum entering halftime, or will we stay at a 2-goal Seawolf advantage? Not a lot of room on the outside. Stanford winding low on time, looking for some space. The solo run, not enough room for the shot, and that'll take us to the halftime break. So the attack goes to waste for Stanford at the end of the half. They will carry a player advantage when we begin quarter number 3. But for now, a quick break for both sides. We'll be back with more action, some highlights, and a look ahead for the second half of action here on Lacrosse TV. CAA action is not disappointed. Stony Brook holds on to a lead. We'll be right back. The event is going to be hosted by Stony Brook at Laval Stadium, as they are the regular season champions. So we'll be back here later this week. Well, later next week, actually a full week from today. But for now, here comes the second half. Player advantage for Stanford, so no draw control needed. They will start with possession. And that is a big turnover there. Stony Brook gets a crucial interception, and they now have a chance in the counterattack to try to take the initial goal of the second half.
That's Claire Levy on the pickup. Awesome to see her back out there for Stony Brook. Went down a couple of games ago, but seems like she's 100% out there, which is awesome to hear. And we're going to take a first look at the second half Seawolves on their offensive end. Looks as if they're settling things down a little bit here just to kind of get some touches on the ball, take a peek at what the defense is throwing at them, and then figure out how they want to attack it.
Yeah, this would also give them an easier chance to kill the penalty, I think, as well, because they're up by 2 goals. They could utilize to kill an extra minute of the 29 we have remaining, but also to get back to even strength. And looks like they are as a player runs forward to join the attack. So great job of the defense to get the interception, and now the Seawolves can capitalize. Low time on the shot clock as they had to let some of it run down, get to even strength. but instead of playing shorthanded, they're at even strength for this attack. Here comes a move to the inside, nothing open just yet. Still looking for some space. Here's a cut, here's a shot, here's a save. Ball's gonna roll away and Stanford pick up the loose ball, and they're gonna be back on the attack. Great save in the cage once again. First save of the second half.
Lucy Pearson, again, doing what she does best. She's really making the Stony Brook offense think about where they should be placing their shots, and that is exactly why. Standing tall in cage.
Now play around the back. Now played across. Stony Brook played out to the left, played back up top. They are looking to cover Stanford as Stanford continues their attack. Here's a pass to the inside. Play is disrupted. Free position coming up for Stanford. And sometimes on a possession like that, you have to foul to stop the shot. So we'll get a one-on-one opportunity on the free position. I think Stanford will be going for goal here. Passed across, great cut to the net. Goal, 6-5.
Ailish Kelly on the finish. She is fired up about that one. She is a Bayport native, which is right down the road here from Stony Brook. And I love this unselfish play off of the free position there by Sarah Jacks. She looks as if she's going to wind up and shoot it, but you see her eyes kind of take a peek over to a sneaking Ailish Kelly, and she's able to finish and catch everybody off guard.
So great effort on the attack. And we'll continue with a brand new draw control. Kelly gets goal number 20. Sarah Jacques on the assist. That was a really heads-up play from the free position. And we'll continue with more action. 12:35 to go. Whistle goes. Draw control is going to go the way as Stony Brook is able to make the catch in a sea of defenders. Good job to win possession. It is the key of their offense, the central force. Ellie Macera bringing it up the field for Stony Brook, and she'll find a teammate. But good job to withstand the defense and win possession back for the Seawolves now that their lead has been cut in half. Slowing things down. Here's a move to the inside. Shot, scored! The zone defense left a little too much space, and Morgan Mitchell said, "Thank you very much." 7-5 to the Seawolves.
Morgan Mitchell taking a peek, looking as if she's going to pass, and then just a miscommunication from the Stanford defense there. So their backs were kind of to her there, as that's kind of like that rover looking to get inside to those cuts on their zone defense. Olivia Rose looking as if she wasn't sure where she came from, because she was looking to the middle for the cuts. But Morgan Mitchell, just a heads-up play there to recognize the opening and go strong to cage.
I've noticed a few times today that Stanford have been getting exposed with letting a little too much space be conceded against the Seawolves. And that's yet another time that Stony Brook's capitalized on a play like that. 11:58 left in the third quarter, and just 47 seconds after the previous goal, Stony Brook were able to make it a 2-goal lead once again. And at this stage of the game, all Stony Brook need to do is just keep pace with Stanford. If they concede a goal, match a goal with one of their own, and they would be looking to get win number 15 on the season. And that would be pretty impressive indeed. A lot of pressure from Stanford after the draw control was won by Stony Brook. That is a crucial play for Stony Brook to win as we continue. And good stop on the play. Stanford will get the ball back with 11:26, 25 counting. Not sure if the clock will still be running on the play as we continue.
Clock is running. We're going to see a charge call here. Great play there by Olivia Rose to kind of step in and draw that foul.
So here we go. A brand new attack. Stanford looking for some space. They'd love to get back on the board, but I've noticed that Stony Brook in that zone defense have done a better job of just keeping a player a little closer to the center, giving less room for those cuts to the basket for Stanford as they pass it back up top, still looking for an opportunity. 10:27, 10:26, 10:25 to go in the third quarter. And again, passing it around, sharing the love. And as the shot clock continues to wind down, no major openings presenting themselves. Stony Brook doing a good job of keeping things locked down for the moment. Their defense will be put to the test, not only here in the third quarter, but especially in the later stages of the game when we head to the fourth quarter, when Stanford is going to get even more aggressive if they're still trailing. Here's the move to the inside. Shot misses and will stay with Stanford as their defender is back. And now the ball is going to go the other way. Here comes Stony Brook on a brand new attack after Stanford loses the ball.
Great job by Stony Brook there to run out the entire shot clock, play some great defense, forcing them to utilize the entire shot clock there. That's why we're seeing Claire Levy running up the field, headed the other way. We're going to see a green card on the play. She kind of falls to the turf there. Taking a look back at this replay. Look at a split through two defenders. Takes an extra extension of the stick there. That one's going to be on Aaliyah Poliski. So she'll sit on the sideline for a green card penalty for 1 minute. We'll see a power play for Stony Brook.
So Stony Brook, the player advantage, a power play opportunity with 9:05 to go. And we'll have to wait and see if Ellie Macera, who just this week had wrapped up winning her second Player of the Week in a row, her fourth of the regular season, as the CAA Conference Player of the Week, looking to spearhead this attack with a player advantage, a chance to bring Stony Brook up by 3. Macera wasn't the only award winner for Stony Brook this week. Avery Hines got Defensive Player of the Week. Her and Macera completing a Stony Brook sweep for those top 2 awards for 2 weeks in a row. And I think, Kylie, that's just testament to how strong this team has been, their undefeated conference run, and it's led to the team getting multiple Player of the Week and Defensive Player of the Week awards throughout the season.
Absolutely. Avery Hines on defense, been a staple of this defense, playing that backer position, really causing a lot of big turnovers in big moments. And Ellie Macera doing a little bit of everything for this team. We're seeing Kaylin Hart at the free position line here, first inside hash.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye if there's a pass or a shot after it. They'll go for a shot, it misses, but the power play still in control for Stony Brook. I was wondering if they were maybe going to try to see Macera or someone else make a cut to the net like Stanford did to score off the free position. But instead, Stony Brook just resetting after the missed shot. Here's a cut to the net. Pass got deflected, I think, but it stays with Stony Brook as they continue to play from up top. Moves inside, shot goes wayward, and it's going to go the other way. Good job on the defensive end by Stanford. Here we get a nice little replay here of what looked to be, I believe, a save.
Nice save there by Lucy Pearson. As we head the other way, we're seeing a shot and a score for Aaliyah Poliski for Stanford. Starts with a save, headed all the way down the other way.
The build-up was so fast, we couldn't even see it thanks to the previous replay on the save. Stanford immediately score on the counterattack, and they've made it 7-6 with 7:42 to go here in quarter number 3.
That is textbook turning defense right into offense. See Lucy Pearson on the save, getting the ball immediately out of her stick, almost to that 50-yard line. Pushing the ball up the field is Riley Bouvier. Quickly down that left side, and Aaliyah Poliski, just a nice quick move and not the best angle for the shot, but is able to place it perfectly to the top left corner on that little fading shot with her left hand. Nice strong drive here, and as she gets her hands up and over her face, that is a huge take and a huge goal for Stanford here in this moment.
Yeah, massive for Stanford. And again, just keeping the score as close as you can to enter the fourth quarter is crucial. But Stanford will also love to try to maybe get some more momentum after this. Here's the draw control. It's going to go to Stanford, and now they have a chance to potentially equalize. They've scored 2 goals here in the third compared to just 1 from the Seawolves.
It's a big draw control there. Possession is everything in a one-goal game. Possession is everything in general, but especially in a one-goal game. This could shift the entire momentum of the game.
And the momentum may be shifting after a foul is called. We'll see if there's a green card on the play, or if it's just going to be resetting possession, which actually looks like might be the case.
I believe you are correct. Referees are discussing reset of the shot clock time back to 70 seconds. I think it ran down for a few seconds after the whistle was blown. So they're just making sure the correct amount of time was there for the possession.
Yeah, in a matchup like this, every second does indeed matter. Here's a pass, gets past a few Stony Brook defenders. Not enough room for the shot. Here comes Stanford, still building the attack. Here's a good cut to the inside. Gets close to the goal, fires, parried away. I believe a great save that time was just made. And that's a crucial play for Jones to capitalize on.
Big save as you look to the inside here. Really nice job to get to the middle by Jay Brown and then track down over here on this far side.
It's hard to tell whether that was a save or had hit off the post initially, but Jones was there to make sure it didn't hit the post or find the back of the net. 6 minutes to go in the quarter, and Stony Brook now back in possession, but Stanford trying to make this clearance not an easy thing. There's some good ball movement for Stony Brook as they bring it to the halfway line, over to the 50-yard line, if you will, as Laval Stadium also features football games for Stony Brook. Now
Isabella
in the red zone.
Caparuccio with that drive. Sorry, Taylor there. I wanted to note Isabella Caparuccio, just a freshman making those big runs up the field for Stony Brook. That is intense.
Yeah, no worries, and it's always crucial to see freshmen who are able to play so well, because over the last few years we've had the COVID redshirt rules, and for a lot of teams throughout D1 and D2, their rosters are full of seniors and graduate students that are now entering their final years of eligibility for their team. So it's going to be players like that, the freshmen and sophomores, who can really break out into superstars that'll now be the future of these teams in what could be a turbulent season or two as a new group of players get set to get underway. Here's a goal by Stanford. We're tied at 7.
Jay Brown on the finish from that elbow. Again, just another miscommunication on defense. You see her kind of looking as if she's going to feed, and both defenders on either side of her zone right there just don't commit. They have a little bit of a miscommunication. Who's going? She recognizes it and just kind of steps right into that seam and beats Aaliyah Jones right under the crossbar. That's a big play there as she kind of sees that opening.
Yeah, incredible effort there to find the space. And now Stanford regaining momentum. Tied at 7 with 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Another lead change. We may see more on the way as we continue with a brand new draw control.
I don't know about you, Taylor, but this game's getting me excited for May.
Yeah, it certainly is. And what's even better is we still have 15 minutes to go for the fourth quarter. So plenty of high-stake actions yet to come as Stanford begin a brand new attack. And I mean, even though it's been Stony Brook in the lead early on, Stanford have always kept it close, and they've once again made it tied. They have a chance to retake the lead, be their first lead from back in the second quarter. Loose ball, dangerous spot. Stony Brook get on top of it. Great defensive stand to now regain possession and to try to regain momentum and the lead.
That was a huge stop by goaltender Aaliyah Jones. Stanford kind of caught it in the middle there, turned around, went for a little bit of a Twizzler or a shovel shot, and she just stood tall, didn't fall for it, was able to make the save. This is a difficult ride here. You have to give kudos to Stony Brook's attack, making this really hard on Stony Brook's Rachel Rosenberg, trying to get the ball up the sideline.
Yeah, great job by the Seawolves. Stanford putting pressure on the defense, but the Seawolves now going to be working on the attack. Good movement to try to get past a few defenders. Fires a shot, and it just misses, but it will stay with the Seawolves. That would have been a very nice solo effort. We saw one or two of those plays earlier convert to goals for both teams. But this time around, Stony Brook can't convert. They'll now just continue a brand new attack. 3:30 to go, and you can tell just how even these teams are on the field. There's a reason that they're 13th and 19th in the nation. It feels like a playoff preview almost. Past the inside, loose ball picked up, but I think a free position is due up for the Seawolves. Foul on the play.
Check across the body there. This one will go to Kaylin Hart, who caught the ball on the inside. She looks as if she's going to kind of step into this one as she winds up on that second inside hash.
Looks to power a long shot potentially here. Fires and scores. Nice shot off the free position. Stony Brook back in front, 8-7. And Hart gets a brace. 2 goals in the game. Now tied for the overall lead for Stony Brook with Massera and Mitchell.
A beautifully placed shot there for Kaylin Hart. She is known for this low to high ripper to the top corner. And she just kind of steps in there. You see her kind of celebrating that one with her teammates, saying, yep, we needed that one. But that deception on that shot as she winds up for it, there's a lot of power behind it, but there's even more deception. The way she drops her stick nice and low, kind of gets goaltender Lucy Pearson to think about, is she going to shoot it low? She dips her stick, and then she's able to put it to the top corner.
Yeah, excellent job for Stony Brook to retake the lead. And back in the circle, we once again see the dynamic midfielder, the number 86, Charlotte Verholst. It's been back and forth in terms of these draw controls. Can Stony Brook really take momentum with a win right here? Foul on the play, but it's going to go the other way. Crucial win there for Stanford. And looking at total, Stanford now has 8 draw controls compared to 10 for Stony Brook. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stanford looking for some space, was thinking of a long shot, thought better of it. They played down to the right-hand side. Here's a cross to the middle, pass all the way to the left-hand side, and foul on the play. Will there be a card, or will it just be a free position coming up?
Referees look to have called a shooting space. This one's going to be number 9, Katie Gilbert, stepping up to the line. She'll get that first inside hash, looking at if she's going to run it in.
So here's the shot, and actually pulls away. Stony Brook was able to defend the free position well. 63 seconds on the shot clock with 2:33 to go in the quarter, as Stanford look to equalize the game at 8. Defense a little stronger here to start the second half, with both goalies and defenses making some big stops, but that hasn't stopped a few goals from being scored by either team. Primarily Stanford getting 3, Stony Brook getting 2, and for now the Seawolves hold on to an advantage. Good defense to force Stanford to work it around the top. They'll bring it down the right-hand side. Pass all the way down to the left-hand corner. Pass the setter. Shot. Misses. I think that may have been saved or may have ricocheted off the post. Would have been a great save if it counts as a save. And actually, no, it was blocked. Great effort on defense by Stony Brook. 50 seconds of fresh shot clock for Stanford as they continue to work this attack. Pass to the left-hand side.
This is a long possession on defense for Stony Brook. See Stanford really working the ball around the outside, as you mentioned. They are going to make a big stop here. That is a charge call for Stony Brook. See this replay here. The drive goes inside. See Jordan Fort stepping up, getting into position, making a big play there on the post to get the ball into Stony Brook's possession.
Yeah, great stop that time. 60 seconds to go in the quarter. And now Stony Brook could capitalize with a brand new attack. A chance to maybe even retake a 2-goal lead to take us to the final 15 minutes. Passing it around, looking for some space. Playing to the inside. There won't be a huge difference on the shot clock and game clock. This will be one of the final possessions of the quarter, if not the final possession in total. They bring it down to their right-hand side. Played up top. Played up close. Shot. Saved. What an effort by Pearson in goal. And with 10 seconds to go, Stanford will clear that away, but that should send us to quarter number 4. What a stop in the cage.
Big play for Lucy Pearson. Kind of just stuffing Jaden Hample right there on the doorstep, and that is a big play to keep it at a 1-goal game. This is going to be an exciting fourth quarter.
It certainly is. Stony Brook hold on to the advantage, but Stanford, ironically, the team that you wouldn't consider someone looking for an upset, but in terms of the rankings, would be technically the team causing an upset here, have a chance to try to get back on the board. They outscored Stony Brook in the third quarter. If they could do so in the fourth quarter, they'll either force overtime or get the win. More action set to come here on Lacrosse TV. The Seawolves have been one step ahead of Stanford today, and they're hoping that will continue when we come back. Thanks again for joining us on Lacrosse TV. I'm Taylor Storley alongside Kylie O'Miller. An exciting matchup at Laval Stadium, and we'll get set for the initial draw control of quarter number 4. 15 minutes, and it should be an exciting finish with how this game has been through the first 3 quarters. 10 draw controls for Stony Brook on 17 tries. Can they get number 11, or will Stanford take the draw this time? Looking in terms of the shots, Stanford trail by 3 to Stony Brook and have had only 13 shots on goal compared to Stony Brook with 17. But Pearson has made 9 saves compared to 6 saves for the Seawolves. But now, here goes the whistle, draw goes up, and Stony Brook get the first possession of the quarter. And Kylie, that is massive for the team in front to get the initial possession to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we mentioned this at the start of the third quarter as well. Just these draw controls are going to be huge in terms of possessions. They're always important, but when it comes to 1-goal games and a game that's this tight and that, really actually will do a lot for either team when it comes to, looking forward as they head into their conference championships next week, but also as they hope for a bout into the NCAA tournament. These are important games and important possessions each throughout this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, both teams definitely favorites to make the tournament at the moment, but obviously winning their conference championships will give them the free ticket to qualify. Player goes down, ball gets loose, picked up by Stanford, and that is a crucial turnover. Great job of the defensive end to get the ball loose, and now they're on a counterattack as we enter the 2nd-minute play here of the fourth quarter. But yeah, that's a big stop by Stanford on the defensive end. Here's a pass to the inside, shot, what a save! Massive play to keep them in front. Aaliyah Jones, I don't know how she made that stop.
Aaliyah Jones has been everywhere in that cage today. She's had a little bit of help from some pipes, but so is Lucy Pearson on the other side. There's been a ton of pipes in this game, and that one was a clear stop. That was huge. She saw that all the way through, and the Stanford player was kind of creeping all the way around the crease there all alone. So that was a point-blank save. Really impressive to keep them up by 1.
So here comes Stony Brook and Stanford. So far this season, Stanford have had a few matchups against top 25 teams. They lost the season opener against Virginia. They lost against Denver, and they defeated Colorado. Meanwhile, for Stony Brook, they have faced off against Denver, Syracuse, and Johns Hopkins for their ranked matchups. They defeated Syracuse in overtime. They lost to Denver, and they lost to Johns Hopkins. But both teams would like to go 2-2 in terms of top 25 matchups as we continue the fourth quarter. Good defensive stop by Stanford as they begin a brand new attack. Every possession in this stage of the game is important. Every goal counts, and not just because it's a one-goal game, but because it's the fourth quarter and time will be winding down.
Seeing both offenses kind of taking their time to settle in, seeing what the defense is giving them, but also staying on their toes. Want to stay urgent in these moments. You don't want to necessarily take too much off the gas, relax too much. That's when you'll make uncharacteristic mistakes. So Stanford continuing to spin the ball around, look for the inside cuts that they've been so successful on here today.
Play to the back, played across, great movement by Stanford. They find the goal and make it 8-8. They find some space in the Stony Brook defense and get the first goal of the fourth quarter. Tie game with 11:43 to go.
Ailish Kelly on the doorstep from a feed from Aaliyah Pawlitzki. She's getting a little bit of some extra adrenaline and support from the sidelines. There's a big Ailish Kelly fan base in the stands here. She comes from right down the road at Bayport Blue Point High School. She's got a little bit of a homecoming feel here today, and she's showing up for it.
8-8, and again, great attack from Stanford. For Kelly, it's her second goal of the game. No one has been able to get a hat trick just yet, but plenty of time to go, and I have a feeling one of the players that have scored twice today will be the one to give either team the lead on what will be a pretty crucial goal here in the fourth quarter when we continue. Played up and picked up. Good job by Stanford to pick up the ball and win the draw control. That's a crucial win there for Stanford. They just scored the equalizing goal and now will dictate the pace of play with a brand new possession. And if they could score here, they'd be back in front, and then Stony Brook would be the ones under pressure to make a comeback. A one-goal comeback, but still it will be an important goal nonetheless. Great play to the inside, shoots and scores as she falls over. Great effort to finish despite the pressure from the defense. Two quick goals from Stanford put them back in front.
Aaliyah Pawlitzki on the drive. You can see she's fired up about that one, as she should be. You see this initial face out. She protects to the inside, and then as you mentioned, just a ton of pressure from sliding defenders. And all they're really doing is they're just getting to where she's going, but they're not necessarily making any contact or really kind of stopping that lane where she's kind of driving to. So she's able to kind of see around that, get her stick up to that offside, and finish around Aaliyah Jones. What a beautiful play there to put them up by one.
11:07 to go. 40th goal of the year for Pawlitzki at the right time to give Stanford the lead. Stony Brook have come back from a deficit before when Stanford had scored 3 unanswered goals to start the second quarter. Stony Brook responded with 4 of their own. But now they're going to need at least 1 goal to make this a tie game. Draw is going to go the way of Stanford. We were waiting for a second to see what they were going to say, but as the clock continues to wind down, Stanford have possession, and they'll be able to kill some time off the clock. They've been dominant to win these draw controls to start the fourth quarter, and on their opening possessions, they have capitalized with goals to take the lead. Actually, foul on the play by Macera. Sorry.
That's okay. You have to credit Ava Arsuri from Smithtown East again, another Long Island native for Stanford here, coming back home. She's been on the draw controls as of late. She's doing a great job. She just got some celebratory hugs from her teammates on the sideline for it. These are big possessions for her team, and they know it.
Yeah, it certainly isn't easy to shut down Verhulst in terms of the draw controls. And her teammates appreciative of her work at the halfway line today. 10 minutes left in the game. Of course, we could see a little bit extra if Stony Brook can level the game and bring it tied again, but Stony Brook have to stop this attack first as Stanford wants to take what would be the goal to give them 10 in the ball game. A lot of pressure from the Stony Brook defense. Foul, and Stanford continue with a brand new attack, even though it's pretty much a continuation of the old one. Whistle goes again, clock stopped at 9:32.
Big 3 seconds call here for Stony Brook's defense. This one will issue a free position to Sarah Jacks. She's got this first inside hash here. She did pass it off the last time she had this opportunity. We'll look to see if she takes it this time.
Shot, scored! 10-8 Stanford. That is a crucial goal from the free position. They get a prime opportunity to challenge the goal. And even though in the cage, Jones has been so strong today, just can't stop the far post shot, and Stanford have extended to a 2-goal lead, their largest lead since the second quarter.
Sarah Jacks right off the line, and again, as you mentioned, Aaliyah Jones has been so strong in cage, but Jacks was better on that one. That is a big goal heading into this timeout.
Timeout call for Stony Brook. This is the first time they've conceded 10 since March 9th. That was a loss against Johns Hopkins. And now, with a 2-goal deficit, they've only got 9:27 to make the comeback happen. Stanford have scored 3 to start the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. It's TV as we continue at Laval Stadium. And, well, Stony Brook was hoping to finish it in the fourth. However, the story would not finish the way they were hoping if it ended right here. Stanford leads by 2 after scoring 3 unanswered goals, which has prompted a Stony Brook timeout as we get underway. Draw control, won by the T-Wolves. That's a crucial possession win off the draw. There's a move to the inside. Looks for a shot, not enough room. And now we'll bring it behind the net. Shot, scored! 10-9, an instant response after the timeout, and it's a 1-goal game.
Isabella Caparuccio, the freshman. That is a big moment to take a shot like that, and I absolutely love it. You see Ellie Massera getting all of that attention. She gets behind the cage, she turns, sees the open Isabella Caparuccio. You can see him in the corner, Joe Scalina, head coach, just so fired up about that one. He actually wants to join the hug in the post-celebration, but a massive shot, beating a great goaltender, Lizzie Pearson. And that's a big goal there for a freshman. She's absolutely stepped up for the Seawolves here so far this season. She's been doing a great job in between the 30s. She's actually on the draw circle for this next draw right here. But that is a massive goal for 35 in white.
Huge play for Stony Brook. Every goal matters in the fourth quarter, especially the one to cut a 2-goal deficit to 1. Draw won by Stony Brook. And now with 9 minutes to go, looking to keep momentum on their side. And that is definitely one of the plays of the game for the Seawolves, to get back within 1. If there were any fears about trailing by 2, the fears may be lessened somewhat as their attack has just broken through the Stanford defense. Stanford hasn't conceded 10 goals in a little bit of time here either. Their last defeat came against Denver when they conceded 10 goals previously on a 10-6 defeat. And what's funny is that both teams' previous losses came at the hands of the number 14 seed Denver. That was on March 11th and March 17th respectively. Played up top. Pass misses its initial target, but finds someone. However, that ball is going to be loose. Can Stanford or Stony Brook come away with it? The Seawolves come away with it. Time winding down to the shot clock. 8:05 left on the game clock. Move to the inside. Shot misses, and will stay with the Seawolves.
Aaron McQuarrie on the pickup on that initial ground ball. We're seeing 15 seconds left on this shot clock for Stony Brook. They've got to go quickly.
Brings it inside. Shot is saved. Great job by Pearson. And the Stony Brook attack comes to a close thanks to a great save with 7:35 to go. Stanford can now wind some time down on the clock. They also do have to be careful because they won't have a lot of time to get back on the board if they do concede here, but also they want to make sure that Stony Brook don't have too many chances left to equalize.
See Stanford kind of settling into their offense. It's been a couple minutes since they've seen some touches on their sticks here. Stony Brook kind of taking control out of that last timeout.
Passed around. Pass down the left-hand side. As Stony Brook, whenever a team takes a timeout, this time Stony Brook had, they look usually stronger coming out of it because they're able to sort of reset, refocus, and come into a new play with a game plan. And the game plan did work out almost immediately for the Seawolves.
Yeah, that was a huge timeout there, definitely, as you mentioned, just to reset and refocus.
And that pass is going to go wayward. Stanford back in possession. 6:30 to go. Shot clock going to be winding down as well. So they won't have a lot of time to put a shot on target. Here's a pass. A few players making cuts. Played back up top. Played across. Played to the middle. Picked up. So not a clean shot, but saved nonetheless. 6 minutes to go in the game, and Stony Brook with a chance to equalize.
Nice job there by the Stony Brook defense to crash on the inside once that ball was passed in. And then it kind of trickled its way into the crease for Aaliyah Jones to clamp it safely and get it back up the field.
Looking for some space on the left-hand side. Foul on the play. I think a free position's coming up, although it looks like play will resume from behind the goal potentially. So not a great scoring opportunity just yet, but the attack continues. 64 seconds on the clock. Good movement, opening up some space. Playing now behind, another inverted play. Time winding down. Cuts to the middle, shot misses, and stays with Stony Brook. Stanford, now the team in front with the pressure of having to defend, but they've done a good job of keeping Stony Brook quiet for the most part here in the fourth quarter. But that job is going to get even harder. Player goes down, and the delayed call will be made. Foul. The question is, do we see a card here? And will we see a player advantage for the Seawolves?
This one's going to be Alex Fusco, who got the extra contact on the inside. She's making sure her goggles are on right, taking a second here before this first inside hash free position opportunity. This is a big one here. I'm interested to see what Stony Brook does, whether they opt to pull it out or if Fusco will take the drive. Referees are taking a second to talk things through, making sure everything is on the same page. Looks as if they're almost ready to go.
Yeah, it is that tough decision. Do you go for a shot or do you continue the attack? That's what Fusco will have to determine. She's going to bring it inside, and she's going to score off the bound. We're tied at 10 with 4:56 to go.
Fusco with a strong take right off of this line. You see her angle towards the middle, and right off of the line, she does a great job at pulling her stick across her body, protecting it on the weak side with that base dodge, getting away from that stick pressure, little extra contact as well, and getting it right past Lucy Pearson before she almost takes out a teammate. But a lot of energy in that take there, and that is a huge goal for Fusco. Everybody's stepping up on both sides of the field right now.
Yeah, what a performance on that free position. Perfectly taken, draws the goalie to the left, and to the goalie's left, and finishes to the left-hand side. And we are tied at 10, and Kylie, I mean, we expected a finish like this. The final 5 minutes, next goal could be the winner, or the next goal will just simply put even more pressure on the team that'll be trailing.
Yeah, these moments are huge. These are the moments that both of these teams play for. games towards the end of the season. 2 ranked opponents, number 13, number 19. Going every play matters, as you can see. Madison McPherson picking up that ground ball off the draw. That's going to be a huge possession for Stanford.
It certainly is. It's the most important draw of the game, arguably. A tie game, and the next goal this late would be so crucial. The only other time a draw control would be so crucial is if the game goes to overtime. Here's the pass out to the left-hand side. Here's a pass down below. Good ball movement here. Stanford not having a lot of room to work with a good double team from the T-Wolves. Here's a pass to the back, looking for another chance from an inverted position. They're in the Seawolves end zone technically, looking at the markings on the football field. Played out to the right-hand side. Stanford looking for a cut, won't find anyone open. They slow things down, 3:55 to go, and time winding down on the shot clock. They'll pass it to the back, looking for a space to find an open player for a shot. Here's another pass. Here's yet another pass. Good ball movement. Looking for the wraparound. Plays it up close. I think that was a shot at an awkward angle, and the Seawolves get the rebound and will begin a brand new possession with 3:30 to go.
Avery Hines with the knockdown here. You see that pass to the inside? She just gets her stick right to that passing lane. It's exactly what she does best and exactly why she receives so many of those Defensive Player of the Week awards throughout this season. And that comes at a massive time for the Seawolves.
And now here comes Stanford on a brand new attack. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, and counting to go. The Seawolves putting some pressure now. And again, in this stage of the game, every possession counts. Every goal would count as well, because the next goal could certainly win it. And there will be a timeout. I think the Seawolves will now have a chance to talk it over. And oh boy, under 3 minutes to go, and you know, they've been doing a good job today. And I mean, about 3 minutes ago, I think we'll stick around here instead of heading to break this late into the game. But it gives us a chance to look at some of the big individual performances that we've had so far. For Stanford, leading the way in terms of points. Poliski, 2 goals, 2 assists. Case right behind her, only 1 goal, but has recorded 2 assists as well.
Yeah, those two have been a great duo for Stanford, kind of seeing those cuts, really finding those seams in the Stony Brook defense and attacking their opportunities, making sure that those balls get to the back of the net on a goalkeeper like Aaliyah Jones, who have made their job difficult here today. And then on the Stony Brook side of things, who just took this timeout, very smart timeout from head coach Joe Spolina. Like you mentioned, under 3 minutes to go, want to utilize all 44 seconds left in this shot clock. In this possession, this would be a huge go-ahead goal as they head into the rest of this 4th quarter.
And it could be the game-winning goal at this stage. Meanwhile, looking at the Seawolves, they've got Massera leading the way. I mean, that's not a surprise, Kylie. Massera's been so good all season and leads the way with 4 points today for the Seawolves. And she's also had help from Mitchell with 3 points of her own. And Finn, even though she's only recorded 1 goal, has also recorded an assist.
Finn has definitely seen the field well from the back of the end zone. She plays at that X position. And Ellie Massera, she has stepped up big in big moments here in this game, kind of making sure that those deficits, when they do have gone down to Stanford, she was those goals to catch them back up, and being big in those draw controls as well. So I think what's been awesome about this game is we've seen a little bit of everything from everywhere on both sides. No one player has a massive stat line here today. It's been kind of even everywhere, and it's been great to see a lot of different players step up.
So now the defense for Stanford will be put to the test. 44 seconds on the shot clock. 2:07 is going to be the deadline in terms of the game clock for Stony Brook to get a shot on target. We resume possession, 2:40 to go. Good ball movement, working up from the top. Now moving it down the right-hand side again. Looking for the right cut. They bring it up close. That shot goes wayward. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And it stays with Stony Brook. But time winding down as they resume play. 15 seconds on the shot clock. but that's a crucial interception. It's poked away, but going to stay with Stony Brook once again. Time winding down, the shot clock about to expire. Moves inside, can't get the shot off in time. Foul, and I think a free position is coming up for Stony Brook. That is going to be a crucial call, and that's unfortunate for Stanford, but you do have to get in front because that is going to be a good opportunity.
Good call there by the officials. A little bit of an extra extension on the slide. Charlotte Verhulst is at this first inside hash, and she only has 4 seconds on the shot clock to release this shot, so it has to be quick.
Yeah, no chance to pass. She'll fire right away, and a little bit of an early start. And we'll go again. I think the clock will be reset to 2:10 as this shot had been saved. Yeah, there was a foul, I think, from the free position. Just the whistle went a little too early. I don't think everyone was ready. So indeed, we'll go again. And this is basically the equivalent of a penalty shot that gets a redo. The pressure, extremely massive. It's pretty much the same stakes. This could be the game-winning goal. 10-10, 2:08 to go. And it's the dynamic midfielder. He was ready for the shot. She scored the first goal of the game. Can Verhulst give the Stony Brook Seawolves a late lead here against Stanford?
Making sure she's set and behind the line the referees are.
And now they're ready. Whistle goes. Shot. Saved. What an effort by Pearson. 2 minutes to go. And Stanford will send that up to clear the ball and begin a brand new attack. There will be time for one more Seawolves chance, even if there's a goal, with how much time's left on the shot clock and game clock.
Big save there for Lucy Pearson. Back-to-back saves on the free position. Taking a look back at it here, Verhulst. Just a nice save to get across the middle and stop that low shot. We're seeing a Stanford timeout now as they got the ball into their offensive third.
Yeah, so 1:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. And indeed, Stanford going to do what Stony Brook did. Talk it over for what will be an absolutely massive final possession. Looking ahead, Stanford do have one more regular season matchup. They'll be at home against California on Saturday. That's a 7 p.m. game. But this is the final regular season matchup for the Seawolves. They've completed an undefeated conference regular season and are looking to wrap up the regular season campaign with 10 straight wins. And again, Lacrosse TV will be hosting the postseason on Thursday, May 2nd. You won't want to miss it because CAA action on both men's and women's lacrosse will be here and will be exciting. What a season the Seawolves have had, though. A dominant 2024 campaign that they'd like to close out not just with a conference title, but with a potential tournament run. Stanford, well, they're in the exact same position. Undefeated so far through conference play, and would love the conference title and tournament run. So both teams back on the field. The white and navy of Stony Brook, the black and red of Stanford. A beautiful day in Stony Brook, New York. And one chance, with 1:44 to go after the timeout, for Stanford to get back in front, to take the lead, score a game winner. All of those are potentially true. And we resume play. Whistle goes, and the clock begins to wind down. Stanford have gone on the board a few times here in the fourth quarter. They have fought back from a 8-7 deficit to make it 10-10. They're able to go up 10-9, but the Seawolves were able to make a comeback. Sorry, 10-8 actually. But 2 late goals from the Seawolves have given us what should be an even better finish right here. Looking for some space up top.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats here at Laval Stadium.
And not a single player or fan on the bench or in the stands is not feeling nervous at the moment. because this is such a crucial possession. They'll pass it down low, shot clock winding down. They'll play it to the inside, fight for the ball, and it's going to go the other way. Stony Brook get possession. Time winding down, 36 seconds, 35 seconds to go. They're going to probably have to stop the game clock eventually, or not.
Aaliyah Jones with the run out of the end zone there. That is a massive momentum play for Stony Brook. 20 seconds left and Ellie Macera on the ball.
And now 15 seconds to go. Stony Brook looking for a buzzer beater. They bring it down the field. Here's a pass over to the left side. It's going to be picked up by Stanford. Here they go on a quick counterattack. A foul on the play, and a card is going to be issued. That is going to be a crucial play, but with the player down, I can't tell whether it's going to be on Stanford or Stony Brook. And you don't want to see that. McCory down on the field after the collision. 3.9 seconds to go.
Trainers and coaching staff heading out. See if Aaron McQuarrie is okay.
Let's take a look at the replay really quickly off the interception and see where the injury may have happened.
Aaron McQuarrie on the backside there. Looked as if the foul call was on Ellie Macera. Tripped each other up there on that play. Let's hope the number 20 in white is all right.
Yeah, and an unintentional play there. Just trying to make the stop, accidentally gets in front of a teammate. And with time winding down in the fourth quarter, we've got an injured player, and we'll take a quick break as they check her out on the field. Hopefully, she's all right. 10-10, maybe just enough time to send us to overtime on the play. There is a yellow card, I think, issued to Stony Brook on the attack as well. We'll be right back. So we'll have to wait and see how much time is actually left. The stats page says 14 seconds. Our clock here says 3 seconds. I think it's the latter. So all Stanford can do is resume with the play and a player advantage. Yellow card was issued to Stony Brook. And that may be big for Stanford, as they'll have a power play entering overtime.
Yellow card was to Erin McQuarrie, who did get injured on that play. She walked off with some help there, so we're going to send some good thoughts her way. Hoping number 20 is okay.
And that's going to take us to overtime.
Overtime. We both got excited there.
Yeah, I mean, extra lacrosse, free lacrosse here on Lacrosse TV. What's not to love? I had a feeling back in the first quarter that we had a chance to see overtime. And indeed, we will. So we'll be right back. More action when we come back. Overtime coming up here at Laval Stadium on Lacrosse TV.
Let's start in the back corner down by Stanford's goal. The double team down there. Ellie Macera and Isabella Caparuccio, the freshman for Stony Brook, who scored a massive goal earlier this quarter.
Yeah, and the reason that Stanford will start us off in overtime is because a yellow card had been issued on Stony Brook. And this is going to be a very crucial defensive stop needed. But what a play! Stony Brook get a loose ball. They force the ball loose. And things will slow down. And actually, there's going to be a foul. Stony Brook's bench has got to be heartbroken. But they're going to get another turnover. 2 plays in a row where they got the ball back. No foul this time. They are shorthanded, but will look for that crucial goal here in overtime. Playing it up top. Playing it to the right-hand side. And Kylie, what a stop there by the Seawolves.
Just relentless in that ride. The first call was called a foul and just staying right on top of it rather than kind of sulking or maybe taking a breath to let everything relax. Just playing right through, getting that ball back. And again, as you mentioned, shorthanded, but still moving the ball quickly, looking for the right opportunity.
And you know what they say, you can't argue with City Hall. Shout out to Bruce Wozniak. And, you know, Stony Brook did not waste time complaining about the foul. They simply made the turnover happen. They've killed the penalty, and now we're on the attack. A dangerous opportunity here in overtime for them to get on the board. Playing it to the left-hand side, looking for some space. Here's the cut inside, but not enough room to take the shot. Stony Brook slowing it down. Here's a move to the middle. Got scored! Stony Brook, sayonara! They win it in overtime! It's been a back and forth affair.
Jaden Hampel on the score, making sure that the referees get the correct stick to check it there. The Isabella Caparuccio moving the ball quickly. Ellie Macera, just that backdoor cut. Jaden Hampel ready to go, catching, switching, and going.
Just a perfect play, and I mean, look at the replay. The cut to the inside. It's the way that Stony Brook have capitalized so many times today, and they take what is a massive overtime W here at Laval Stadium. They defeat Stanford, and what an effort on the attack, what an effort on the defense. Players rushing the field. A 15-2 regular season. Incredible for the Seawolves. Wow.
What a finish, what a game. Such an exciting matchup between two incredibly talented teams. And here's a look back at this goal again. Ellie Macera is looking right to that middle. The chemistry between her and Jaden Hampel. Just to recognize that one quick little moment to cut behind her defender as she wasn't paying attention.